Speed Station coverage from Sonoma, California is brought to you by St. Augustine Grass, best for the Speedway. Kevin Harvick wins another pole above Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Clint Bowyer, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in his returning race after suspension, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Joey Logano, and Alex Bowman.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
This race is split into thirds. The first stage concludes on lap 14, the second on lap 28, and the final on lap 44. Green flag is out for the first ever night race at Sonoma. Harvick gets a really good jump going into turn 1. Hamlin's starting to fight back on the inside. Already 3 wide at the tail end of the field. Harvick almost clears Hamlin and gets the first spot. Jimmy Johnson challenging Denny Hamlin for second position. Looking on the outside, but now Bowyer going into third. Hometown hero Kevin Harvick is now going to lead lap 1. The top 5 currently is Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Clint Bowyer, and Chase Elliott. Clint Bowyer trying to look on the outside of Jimmy Johnson, attempting to get third position. Martin Truex Jr. not having a great run, currently positioned in 27th. Kevin Harvick's been able to gap Denny Hamlin by about 1 second, almost 4 laps into this first stint. Jimmy Johnson now on the back bumper of Denny Hamlin, trying to get second position. There may be something wrong with Martin Truex Jr.'s car because he is repeatedly losing positions, currently running in the high 30s. Martin Truex Jr. is heading on to pit road. Martin Truex Jr. is back onto the racetrack, 52 seconds behind the leader Kevin Harvick in 40th position. Tyler Reddick currently runs in 19th, the highest running Richard Childress racing car. Harvick still putting distance between himself and Denny Hamlin. The gap is now out to 2 seconds. A huge stack up caused by the slowing car of Kyle Larson and Alex Bowman. Kyle Larson and Joey Logano are heading on to pit road this time by, trying to split the stage in half. Likely to get track position at the end of it as well. Clint Bowyer trying to overtake Jimmy Johnson, and has now taken third spot with Chase Elliott going into fourth. Harvick is gapping the field by about a second every lap. The lead is now out to almost 5 seconds. Have a car off course. The 27 car of Reed Sorensen got turned out of shape by Ryan Preece. Oh, just barely touched the wall there. That did not bring out a caution, as Kevin Harvick still leads the field. The white flag is out for Kevin Harvick in stage 1. The gap now out to 7.5 seconds. As Kevin Harvick comes off turn 11, he has now won the first stage at Sonoma. Denny Hamlin in second, Clint Bowyer third, Jimmy Johnson fourth, and Chase Elliott in fifth. The top 3 cars stay out while Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. lead most of the field down to pit road. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, who just got brake checked by Keselowski, and Michael McDowell stay on the racetrack. The first car off pit road is Jimmy Johnson above Chase Elliott and Eric Almirola. They will line up 7th, 8th, and 9th. And the green flag is out for the second stage. Harvick got a very good jump above Denny Hamlin, with Clint Bowyer looking to the low side of Hamlin. Hamlin now fighting back for second. Now Clint Boyer has taken the spot, and Stuart Haas is 1-2. With front end damage, Kyle Busch is staying relatively competitive in 5th position. The cars that stayed out are now heading down to pit road, and now Eric Almirola will take the lead because Harvick, Boyer, and Hamlin have pitted. So still, Stuart Haas has a car out front. Kevin Harvick had a very slow pit stop. Of the cars that pitted, he comes out last. Matt DiBenedetto has now overtaken Alex Bowman and is now up to 6th. After Martin Truex Jr.'s issues in Stage 1, he has now driven his way up to 21st position. Paul Menard, continuing his great run this year, currently runs in 8th position, along with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in his returning race in 9th. Kurt Busch is going extremely slow on the racetrack, limping it back to pit road. So now Jimmy Johnson's moved up into 3rd, with Ryan Blaney in 4th and Matt DiBenedetto in 5th. It was suspension components on the number 1 car that failed, likely from hopping a curb, and he is now out of the race, so Kurt Busch will finish in 40th. Martin Truex Jr. has now cracked the top 20, currently runs in 19th position. White flag is out for Stage 2. With a little over a 4-second gap off of turn 11, Eric Almirola has now won Stage 2. Above Chase Elliott and Jimmy Johnson. Eric Almirola is leading the field onto pit road. I believe that Ty Dillon is going to stay out, along with Dillon, Kyle Busch, Darrell Wallace Jr., and Martin Truex Jr. So with bad pit strategy, Kevin Harvick will be trapped in the low 30s and have to make a great rally till the end of the race. First car off pit road, Eric Almirola, above Ryan Blaney and Jimmy Johnson. The green flag is out in the final stage. Ty Dillon will lead us down to turn 1. Kyle Busch jumping onto his outside. Oh, Paul Menard is around. Spun by DiBenedetto. Upside down. We will have a caution. 4 wide. A mess of a restart. Kyle Busch has taken the lead with Martin Truex Jr. now into 2nd. Ty Dillon falling to 3rd. This race was too tame not to have a flip. Racing back to the line, Kyle Busch currently holds the lead above his teammate Truex, Ty Dillon, Ryan Blaney, and Eric Almirola. There's contact between Almirola and Wallace as we now take the caution. Let's see, Paul Menard got turned by Matt DiBenedetto directly into the run of traffic and then got absolutely drilled by Alex Bowman. Resided upside down. Kyle Busch is heading down pit road along with Ty Dillon, but Martin Truex Jr. decides to stay out. And the green flag is back out. Martin Truex Jr. still holding the lead above Ryan Blaney. Eric Almirola still in 3rd, but now Bubba Wallace Jr. up to 4th, but has now been passed by Jimmy Johnson and Chase Elliott. The gap between Truex and Blaney is now about a half second. Martin Truex Jr. going for his 4th win this season with only 10 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson and Chase Elliott still battling for 4th position. And Austin Dillon is now up into the top 10 for the first time today. Going 3 wide on the front straightaway, with Quinn Hoff getting the position. Matt DiBenedetto is now up into 6th position after passing Darrell Wallace Jr. And the gap between Truex and Blaney has stayed about the same, 8 car lengths. Eric Almirola, looking on the inside of Blaney, attempted to take 2nd position. Blaney is incredibly close to Truex. Only 2 laps to go at Sonoma. Ryan Blaney started to fall off of Truex. The gap is now back out to 8 car lengths. A caution is out. This flag will determine who wins the race. Martin Truex Jr. coming off of turn 11 will take the white and caution flags. Daniel Suarez LePages the field, coming off of pit road. Takes Michael McDowell, Joey Logano, and Kyle Busch with him. Austin Dillon has ran out of fuel on the front straightaway. Will Truex have enough to get it to the finish? Martin Truex Jr. has now won his 4th race of the year, joining the likes of Kevin Harvick this season. Martin Truex Jr. wins over Ryan Blaney, Eric Almirola, Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Parker Kligerman, and Kyle Larson. By the way, Quinn Hoff got 14th. Kevin Harvick's point lead has been cut by only 1 point by now Martin Truex Jr., who's moved up to in the 2nd in points after his 4th win, tying Harvick for the most. Jimmy Johnson picked up 5 positions in points, now up to 6th. And Paul Menard lost 2, now down to 8th due to his flip. In the playoff standings, Ryan Newman is now the highest driver without a win. Chris Buescher is in the chase by 26 points. Eric Jones is out by 26 points. Suarez is out by 28. And most notably, Kurt Busch, a former champion, is out by 43 points. Next race is at Chicagoland Speedway. Catch it right here on the Speed Station.